In honor of Robert DeNiro's 80th birthday, I'm doing a binge of the movies of his I own. So let's pick number 20. Is it number 20? Maybe it's 21. I don't know. Who can keep track anymore? Not me. I do know that I've only just hit the 20, so I know that much is for sure. Alright, let's hit a movie. Oh, Backdraft. So, I've seen this. Well, I've seen it once. And I think I got hooked into it. So let me tell you what it's about. Ron Howard directs an all-star cast in this exciting action thriller that shows you the mystery, drama, and devastation of fire as you've never seen it before. Kurt Russell, William Baldwin star as two feuding siblings carrying on a heroic family tradition as Chicago firefighters. But when a puzzling series of arson attacks is reported, they are forced to set aside their differences to solve the mystery surrounding their explosive crimes. Scott Glenn, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Rebecca De Mornay, Donald Sutherland, and Robert De Niro also star in the acclaimed suspense story filled with most of the awe-inspiring fire sequences ever. Now, fun fact, Robert De Niro isn't a huge aspect of this story. So why the hell did I buy a copy of this? Because it's still got Robert De Niro in it, that's right. So if I remember correctly, I think De Niro plays like a supporting act, which is something he very rarely does, particularly in storylines that have him in it. The only time he is a supporting act is if he's playing the bad guy or in his early years. And this isn't an early years film. This is a 2002 film. So I wouldn't say it's early years. But his character is supporting, and if I remember correctly, he's the fire inspector who goes around figuring out why the arson attacks are happening. So let's pop this DVD on, shall we? Alright, so let's get him open. That's the disc. It is a very intense watch. If I remember correctly, Backdraft is really intense because it's a firefighter role. It's about two brothers, so it's definitely one of those stories that will tug at your heartstrings. And if I remember correctly, I cried a lot watching Backdraft. So watch me cry again. It's not a music man. Man, Universal, how many opening sequences do you have?
So smart. Would you stay still already? What a geek. Not a geek. You're doing it wrong. Shut up. You're doing it wrong. It doesn't go like that. Who asked you?
So it's really weird. So this is a 2002 movie, right? But you go and watch the movie. Let me just show you. I paused it at the moment. Look how, like, smoky it looks. It looks like... it looks like it's like a 90s or an 80s movie. And I get that it's supposed to signify smoke with, you know, firefighters, but just the way that it is, it's got that feeling that it's, hey, a lot older than it's initially supposed to be. But it's just like a really interesting thing to see. And I know the glare from my window doesn't help, but like, yeah, just kind of like that smoky feel for a 2002 movie. So it's really interesting watching Backdraft after binging 911 and 911 Lone Star, which all three of those deal with firefighters. But it's interesting to watch how this is the extreme end of firefighters compared to the TV series 911 and Lone Star. But like just watching this, how like the firefighter bond is there and the familiar bond is there because you got your brother in it. But like, just watching how like this is the extreme end. This is the end of like, well, this is what would happen if ... rather than keeping it localized and you know, the outside elements are the only thing you got to battle with. But yeah, Also, the fact I've seen Backdraft before, so if I remember correctly, I know how the firefighters the fires started, and now I'm like, I have that in my mind, and I can't unsee it, and it's kind of ruining the way that I'm watching this. So yeah, I should have, yeah.
You were going to make it.
Oh no, I wouldn't miss this for the world.
Who's that?
Look, it's President Snow.
Fireman? I like fireman.
Yeah, you like everybody, Ronald.
Brian the captain. Yeah, sure. Now that's Stephen.
You can tell which generation I'm from if I only recognize him as
He's the
President
little one
Snow.
with the hat.
Mother!
Oh, what a treat.
So watching it again for like the second, maybe third time, it is really an interesting watch. I think I'm able to appreciate it a lot better and a lot differently than I did during the first watch. The first watch was a lot more emotional because he's got the high stakes of wanting to make sure your brother is okay, the high stakes of protecting your own brotherhood within the firefighting community. So you still got those high stakes there. But watching it now, you're able to see that I don't know how much of it was filmed on location or how much of it was filmed on studio in order to control the environment. But watching them play with fire was a whole new element. It added like that intensity, which I guess is the whole point of Backdraft, right? The Backdraft is that it comes in and then blows back out. But like, just watching the actors in this heat playing with fire while dealing with other high-stake elements that are probably normal for firefighters, but not normal for people like me who aren't in the firefighting community. So you can see that intensity. But it's also funny watching this, and I think the one of the main reasons why Backdraft works is because it's about corporate greed. Like, you put corporate greed in anything, 9 out of 10 times it works. But you put corporate greed in an emergency service department like firefighters, you're in there for one hell of a ride, right? Right.